Hello, good morning. You're welcome to HitzAfrik Radio, and this is the business news. But don't forget, we're streaming live across all our social media handles. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also join us on www.hitafrikradio.org, and you can get our app on Modern GH. Now, the news bulletin. Now, the government is seeking the approval of you 5.5 million US dollars to complete payments of the bailout packages to the remaining customers of defunct bank management companies who are yet to be settled. And also, we'll be looking at the GDP growth rate projection realistic. And same time, the NLA reintroduces live draws. Now the news and details. The government is seeking the approval of the 5.5 million US dollars to complete payments of the bailout packages to the remaining customers of defunct bank management companies who are yet to be settled. Now, the Speaker for the Securities and Exchange Commission to fully settle investors of the remaining 17 asset management companies, an amount of 5.5 million Ghana cedis, that is 1.3% of GDP, is required. For this reason, the Minister Osei Chairman Sabonso has appealed to Parliament on Friday, March 12, that they have come to the August House once again to seek for the approval to raise an amount of 5.5 million Ghana cedis in 2021 to complete the asset management industry bailout. The Securities and Exchange Commission in November 2019 revoked the license of 53 fund management companies following the company's failure to return client funds, which remain locked up and in a number of cases have been folded up in their operations. These actions was part of measures to clean up the financial sector of the country and was taken pursuant to Section 122 Clause 2B of the Securities Industry Act 2019, Act 929, which authorities seek to revoke the license of a market operator under some circumstances. In the 2021 budget statement, Mr. Chairman Sabonso, who also the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, during the presentation announced to the House that the resolution of the banking industry has been completed. Now, giving update on the payment of bailout packages to the customers of these collapsed firms, he explained that as of the end of December 2020, government an amount of 3.4 million Ghana cedis for the payment of validated claims to investors of 30 AMCs for which liquidation others were obtained. But in order to settle the payment of monies to the remaining companies, the government will need a total of 5.5 million US dollars. Hence, the call to Parliament to approve the said amount of money. He listed Gold Coast Fund Management Limited, now Black Shield Capital Management, First Bank Financial Services Limited, Liberty Asset Management, Birch Capital Asset Management Limited, Ideal Capital Partners, and Frontline Capital Advisors Limited as the companies to benefit from the payment should the House say yes to the request. Now, moving on to a different story. The statement said the live draw for the 590 Lotto would help demystify the perceptions in the lottery industry and bring lasting confidence to all stakeholders in the President's 5% GDP growth rate projection realistic, says one of the economists. So now the economist with a data bank Courage Monte says the president's announcement of the GDP growth rebounding to nearly 5% in 2021 is not fair fished. Now, the president Nana Addo Dankwa, in his first State of the Nation's address for his second term in office, expressed confidence in the ability of government 100 million cedis Ghana Cares Obatampa program to spur the Ghanaian economy to grow by about 5% this year, a rate much higher than the projection of the International Monetary Fund IMF for Ghana for the year 2021, which stands at 4.2%, while noting the need for caution optimism with the president's projection in an interview with the City Business News. Mr. Mante highlighted the pivotal role that the manufacturing sector can play in helping government achieve its ambitious growth rates. The first point to note is that the economy contracted in the second and third quarter of last year. Based on these constructions, a low base has been created which should serve the basis for calculating the growth rate in 2021. And when the base is low, the change is higher. And so, just on the statistical phenomenon, a favorable base effect, we could see growth rebounding strongly in quarter two and quarter three in 2021, he said. Having said that, if you also look at the sectors that contracted last year, one of the key sectors that contracted was manufacturing, recording an average constructions of over 5% during the first three quarters of last year. That means that just as the economy continues to reopen, normalization of the activities in the manufacturing sector, in addition to investment in manufacturing under the Ghana Cares program, should go a long way to support the growth, he added to the industry. Now, on our last story, as on the NLA reintroduces live draws. After a 20-year break, the National Lottery Authority (NLA) will from today reintroduces its live draws. The live draws for the NLA 5090 Lotto products will be held from Monday to Saturday. That is to save the public holidays. A statement issued by the Public Relations Unit of the National Lottery Authority said the draws would be held between 6:45 p.m. and 7 p.m. It said in order to safeguard the reputation, integrity, and credibility of the National Lottery Authority and its associated products and services, it had become very operative to reintroduce the live draws. Giving further details, it said bringing back the live draws was targeted at maintaining and strengthening the transparency of the operations of the NLA, maintaining credibility and integrity of the authorities' lotto draws, and increasing sales and revenue generation for the government for national development. Other reasons were to educate the public on the draw processes and the procedure of the National Lottery Authority, and also combat and eradicate the activities of illegal lottery operations and lotto fraudsters and scammers, he said. And now that's all we have for you on business news here on HitzAfrik GH. As we also said, you can join us each and every day on YouTube and on Facebook, and also Modern GH. I am Jenny Kumsin. Enjoy the rest of our programs.